Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to look at the home page for the upcoming Canvas starter site that launches today. I saved the best page for last. So let's go ahead and dive in from the MyListing Club website. That's mylisting.club. We're going to click down this MyListing starter sites card here on the home page. We're then going to click into the Explore button, and we're then going to click into the Canvas card here. We're then going to scroll down to our Build Notes section. And at the very bottom, at the time of this video, is the home page notes, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and bring this over to my other screen, and we're gonna dive into all there is about this page. There's a lot going on, and you're actually seeing it here on my screen, but let me go ahead and refer to my notes and read some stuff here for you, just so I make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Like I say in the notes, wow, where do I even begin with this one? My notes here won't do this page justice, so I recommend checking out the walkthrough video, which is what we're doing right now. First, it's incredibly challenging to build a homepage that is supposed to work for any niche. In other words, any type of directory. It was very challenging to create this page. It's one of the reasons there's a few reasons I saved it till last, the homepage till last, but I knew this was going to be the hardest page. And, in the past, I've created those other starter sites, for, Val for weddings, Fit for fitness, Basecamp for camping and travel and that sort of thing. And when you have a niche like that you're designing and building around, it's much, much easier to do a homepage for that because you have a niche, a theme, something that you're building specifically for. So it becomes easy. It becomes easier to write those headings, the text, the images, all of that stuff just is really, really easy. But if you want to make a starter site, a MyListing website that is literally going to can be used for every type of directory without influencing people. The key is without influencing people as to what type of directory you can build with it. So while you can turn Fit and you can turn Val and you can turn Basecamp and Charlotte into any type of directory you want, and I've seen it done over and over again. The idea with this site was just to create a canvas, a blank canvas where it's unopinionated. I'm not saying this is for something specific. It can be used for anything. As this site progresses over time, it's going to have a ton of listing types that have nothing to do with each other. It's just the way that the site's going to be. It's a blank canvas. Okay. So it was really difficult to do this page because of what I just said. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at some of this stuff. And I'll talk about some of it in particular. Anyway, I knew this was going to be a challenge. I feel like I pulled it off. Just ask you guys, give me a little bit of grace when you see this, especially around like the headings and stuff, because it was pretty difficult. Okay, again, like I said, the idea behind Canvas is to not be niche specific like the club's other starter sites. I went into that. So first up here, before I get into the search form, just the first heading, we help you. And then I try to do something funny in here because again, I had no idea what to put in here. On some of the other pages, I'll put like add your heading here or add your subheading here. I couldn't do that on the home page because it just didn't look right. It didn't feel right. So I had to put something in here, I felt. So this is what I went with. We help you avoid poopy places, you know what I'm trying to say with that emoji. So I'm not going to say it here, but it's just, I just thought it was a fun thing to put on there and maybe get a laugh out of people. And then the next little heading down there is start your journey by choosing a listing type or performing a search. And then if they click on these will lead to, I'll open this in a new tab, but this wouldn't open in a new tab if you just clicked on it, but it's going to drop you into the Explore page if you click on those particular calls to action there. And if you click all, that's going to take you to the global listing type. Okay, now the basic search form. This was something special, okay? I added this, the search form widget to the page, which that's not special in of itself. But what is unique here is all I did is I specified, and I didn't do this on any of my other starter sites. I wanted to create just a universal search box. I ended up doing that by implementing a global listing type for the first time on a starter site. Just because people were asking me, can you show me a live working example of a global listing type in use. So that's one of the many reasons why I wanted to do a global listing type for this site. So that's what this is. This is the basic search form widget with nothing more than the global listing type specified in here. Okay. The idea is for users to use a single form to search across all listings. Since these forms cannot be designed with Elementor, CSS packages were created to enhance their appearance and address shortcomings. So let's go ahead and we'll look in the back end here. So ignore that. I'm going to open the light mode version here. It's just better to visualize. And the only reason I say that is because the dark mode requires, certain other elements for all of the elements to be 100% dark mode, whether it's CSS packages or whatever. So let's just look at the light mode version. Okay, so looking at this form, when you go in here, you'll see that I have the global listing type specified. There's literally not a styles tab on here like you see with, and MyListing unfortunately does this a lot, but there's no style tab that you see with other Elementor widgets. Like if I click on this CTA right here, you've got a style tab. There's just some of these MyListing widgets are just, you can't do anything unless you put CSS. So long story short, I created 2 CSS packages, one for light mode and dark mode, to make these look the way they do. If you've seen a MyListing website demo, pull that up, you'll see what you get out of the box. Okay, this is what you're going to get out of the box. All right, and the only way to style this is the 95% of this is styled with CSS. That's your only option. The accent button color can come in, sure, and you can choose transparent tabs if you want, that sort of thing. But by and large, you have to do it by hand with CSS. So I created 2 CSS packages for that. And it does a lot of things. Obviously, those tabs are completely gone. The way, I'm going to show you in a second, the way this search works is really cool, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and show you. So again, these CTAs up here, they take you to the Explorer page. But if they just want to search from here, let's just say CSA, that's a type of a designation of an accountant. Okay. Now let's just say they switch over to, and they also want to search by put a location in there. You see, see how this pops up there? This label pops up to show you what it is that you left behind. So before you start, you've got a placeholder. You click into it, it disappears. This is all custom. Let's do that CSA again. When you switch over to the location, that pops up. If I type in, let's do San Diego, this is also custom. These little map icons here, you're going to get pink icons. Let me see if I can pull that up on the demo here. Let's keep this up on my screen. Let's put in where to look. Let's put in San. So they've actually got gray going on here. But that's custom. You have to get in there and customize that. So I matched it to the branding, and it's going to pull in the accent color, whatever accent color you specify for your website. Okay, so that's how that works. And then you'll see now we've got 2 labels up here. Now when I switch back over to here, it disappears. Over here, it disappears. So that is a really, really cool feature. But the other thing here is, let's just do a search. Let's do a search for CSA. Okay, and that's going to go, it's globally searching. It's going, and we see here in the first tab up here at the top, this is all listings. That's our global listing type. And it found both of those listings with the CSA in there. So then search by location, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to go out and search for those, by location. The other really important thing here I want to mention is a new add-on from the MyListing Club that just came out yesterday. It was launched yesterday, and that is the single listing enhanced keyword search. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check that out. But I'll show you here really, really quickly. So let's say we've got this expert listing here, and they've got something in their listing that would typically not be able to search on with MyListing. Let's, for example, say phone number. okay? If you want to search listings now by, say, the phone number, it doesn't matter if you use the basic search, the basic search form here, or you do the search here. I'll just show you over here. So we'll go to the filters. Without this add-on, if I was to do a search for her phone number, 111-222-333, so that's coming up because literally every listing on this site has that same phone number. But if I change this one digit, we see that no listings come up. That shows you that it's working, okay? So let's put this back in there. Now, if I go in, I'm going to toggle off that snippet that's for the add-on. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here because I just did a whole video on this. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to toggle this off. Okay, there we go. So now let me refresh. We see that you can't search by that phone number now. Okay, I'm going to toggle it back on. And when I say toggle back on, this is all done in WP Codebox, which I highly recommend that you use for your code snippets. There we go. So it's working. Again, go check out that video. Check out that add-on. Just dropped yesterday that allows you to get to places, get to searching inside of listings that you can't get to otherwise with MyListing. And it doesn't even have to be information that's here on the front end. It just needs to be that the listing has that information that filled out. Okay, it doesn't have to be output on the front end for you to be able to find those listings. It's a really cool bonus there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on. I think you see how, at least I hope you see how cool that form is. Okay, moving on down. Some of this is going to be self-explanatory, but there are some unique features here. And that is the popular category icons. So this was just something that came to me on a whim. I didn't see this anywhere. It just popped in my head and I was like, okay, how could I, instead of just saying, you know, explore all listings or see all listings, I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool if you could put, you know, popular categories. And then instead of taking up a lot of space, just do icons with tooltips. So now when you hover over these, you'll see arts and design, business and financial, architectural and engineering, or view all. If I click into one of these, I'll go ahead and open a new tab. It's going to come in here and it's going to sort by that. It won't be available because I'm going to launch this site today. And then over time, there's going to be templates for category pages, just like I do region pages. So you'll have the option of not going to the Explore page. You know, for SEO, you can go to a full-blown category page. And you'll have to ignore the design here of these cards. I don't have CSS applying to the category pages yet because, again, I will do that. But over time, the goal is to create category pages. Okay, so that's that. And whatever you click on here, it's going to take you to that spot currently in the Explore page. Later, it will be the category pages. And then the view all will drop you right into the global listing. For that, all of the experts. So we're an expert. It's going to take you to all of those. I'm sorry. So you see that expert is highlighted there. Okay, moving on down, reach further. This was really cool. So this is a nested carousel. So you'll be able to, as a website owner, you'll be able to go in here and you can nest whatever you want into into the carousel widget. So if I do open up the navigator, we see, and everything is labeled in here so you can easily find it. So let's see the carousel. Where's the carousel? Right there. And we see these are the slides that I created. And if you look at each of these slides, let's look at product store, for example. This is all container based with the new Elementor containers. You can nest whatever you want here. So I'm nesting a heading, a subheading, text, a button, an image, whatever you want, however you want. You can build these slides however it is you want. So what's really cool about that is in a small amount of space, you can advertise this stuff or present the stuff, not necessarily advertise, but this will autoplay also. But you can also toggle down here with the pagination, and you can put arrows over here to the left and right if that's the design that you want to have. You can do whatever you want there. All right, moving on down. Similar thing here. This is just business related stuff. And I also wanted to talk about the tooltips again. Let me circle back to the tooltips. So this is done with the dynamic Elementor plugin, then dynamic.000 if you've never heard of it, but it's underneath. They call it the dynamic. I can't remember what they call it. Dynamic something plugin for Elementor. But this is included now. It's in all starter sites. It is worth, I think, $75 if you were to buy it on your own. But it just opens all of these really cool doors for doing a ton of stuff. Tooltips is like one of the millions of things this plugin can do. So if I click onto an icon, you're going to get another option here in the Advanced tab for tooltips. Okay, and this is where you can do the color of the bubble, the color of the text, all sorts of things here. Okay, and then what's really cool about this is you can add tooltips to literally any Elementor widget. So let's say I wanted to add it to this heading for some crazy reason. You just go in here and you just toggle it on and you configure it. Okay, so let your imagination run wild with that. Okay, moving on down, we've got a latest post section. And a newsletter block here. You can configure this to be a contact form instead if you want, or you can just use it as it's designed here. Plug in like MailPoet. You just drop that right here into the form and start collecting subscribers. You could turn this into ad space. You could clone it and use it for other stuff, whatever you want to do. Featured notes, featured events section. Sorry. Same thing. Tooltips, links for events. Pretty cool. Fun section here for displaying your offers. Feature lodging, same deal. This is a little bit of a different design. I did a feed in this area, or a carousel listing feed in this section, just to spice it up a bit and show something different. Again, popular categories with tooltips down there. Featured restaurants, you get the deal. Tooltips, feature destinations. These have placeholder images in there, and I've got them at the exact size that you need to, if you upload those exact sizes in here using the placeholders in the back end that I've added for you, then that will look great on even Retina devices, so the larger screens. All right. Obviously, if you put a photo in here, these are going to look much, much better. I think it looks pretty cool as it is, but you're going to put a photo in there. It's going to have a nice overlay over the top that you can leave as is or adjust. Okay. If you click into these right now, these are going to go to the region pages. This is definitely read the build notes if you're not familiar with how I implement region pages and how all that is done. But this is what I had mentioned earlier about how I'm going to do category pages instead of sending people to the Explorer page, which has no SEO value for category pages, build out actual category pages. So that's what we're doing here. So if you click on that, that'll go there. And then if you click on San Diego, for example, that's a child region page. Okay. Anyway, I've got videos and notes on how all of this was done. All right. Those are the only regions that are in this starter site, and that is intentional. It makes no sense to put a ton of regions in there because I have no idea what you, the website owner, what you're going to do with regions, if you're going to do anything with regions at all. It just made no sense to build out all kinds of pages and taxonomies for regions if you're not even going to use them. So I just, going forward, that's how I'm going to do it. Just do a couple. Down here, we've got the embed social embedded in here to do the Google reviews. Again, I've got videos and notes in the build notes for how this comes in. It's just an embed. This is not, I've given you the foundation and the massive discount for this. This is just something that you would have to sign up for if you want this on your site. I think it's like 70% off, or 60% off, 60 to 70% off. It's almost free, but it's a great way to monetize. And it's actually here in the reach further section. There we go. So I'm showing that in that section. Okay, there's a lot going on. This page took a long time to build. Like I said, it's just, I didn't get too clever on some of this. Add a heading regarding the section and then feature destinations. I just, similar all the way up here. I just used featured. I could have got clever, but again, I didn't want to influence people It's meant to just be a blank canvas so you guys can put your own thoughts in there. Some of this is real world stuff, like all of this reach further stuff is real world data. If you click this link, learn more button on the booking, it's going to take them to that actual spot on the full reach further page where they can dive in and learn even more. That sort of thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at dark mode here. Okay, pretty cool stuff here. Let's do same thing, CSA, switch over here. This is just because I don't have a certain CSS snippet enabled entirely for dark mode. I just need to toggle that on in WP Cobox, and that would also be dark mode. I can show you that real quick. Let's see. So I'm just going to do this on my other screen. All right, let me refresh. That didn't come in. What did I miss? I don't know. I'll look at that separately. It's some. Oh, here it is. I found it. I think I found it. Let's try this again. Nope. All right. I will look at that after this. That's just a CSS package. I will update after this. It has nothing to do with this page, really. It's well, I guess it does, but it's to make these look like like this form look like it does. Like I said, it requires separate CSS package. You can't do it right within that widget using Elementor. Now you could embed the CSS right into the widget, but that's not good practice. So it's better to have those separate. All right, let's move on down. Pretty cool looking section there. Moving on down. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. And again, here, when you put actual images in here to replace the placeholders, this will look really good. You know, it'll look like this, you know, with nice images in there. Again, the reason I didn't do that is because you're going to swap out the images anyway, and I didn't want to influence what this site was for. Same thing here. You're going to put images in here. You're going to flip your CSS package, which is going to design these. And same thing, put images here. Put images here. That'll look great. Same thing here. And then again, you'll put those images in here. That'll look great. Down here for the embed social stuff, this is an embed. So they make it really awesome with embed social. You just flip the light mode to dark mode, and all of this stuff will light up and look really, really great in dark mode. It's just, like I said, it's the flip of a switch. Okay, so this text right here will come in. It'll be white, as we see there. Everything, just got to trust me, everything will look great, but you have to do that on the embed social side. And then obviously your footer in dark mode may or may not look like this. You just got to choose which footer you want. All right, guys, there's a lot going on with this. Let's go ahead. We'll look at mobile, and I will get you out of here. Let's look at, we'll go ahead and look at iPad real quick. This took a ton of work to get these search forms to look good on mobile is some work. I'll tell you that. Again, this right here, this is up to you. You can put 3 posts across. I've only got 3 posts in here, so it will obviously look better if another one filled that space. But that is what it is. You can easily adjust. This spacing right here, again, it's a MyListing issue. It's just there's some limitations. So I did what I could there. I could apply some more CSS probably. I know I probably could to get that stuff closer spaced, but again, I can't take the time to do that because I don't know what you guys are going to do. If you start changing the settings in this feed to show more at a time or not, who knows what you're going to do. So if I spend all that time to make all that look just perfect, and then you change that one thing, it's going to be back, to whatever. But I may rethink that. Okay, all that looks good. Let's go ahead and go and check out the mobile. Let's check out phone. Okay, all that looks good. Again, getting this search form, you think it would be easy, but it's not. Getting all that in there. Okay, that all looks good. That looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Cool. All right, that is looking good. This page is available right now. The site is going to be launched today. Could be within an hour, could be 2, maybe 3 hours. I don't know. I'm just doing, final checks of everything. But yeah, really excited. This was the final step, and as far as building pages for the launch, and then this site will continue to evolve, unlike the other starter sites. I always go back and I make tweaks where it's needed, where I can improve. But unlike those, this one will constantly get new templates, new CSS packages. You guys can let me know what you need, and I'll build. I can help build that stuff, add it to the site, add more value to it even more value to it over time. But I'll get into all that in the walkthrough video for the overall starter site. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.